Dr. Brett Spradlin here at Divine Design Natural Health. We got a rowdy crowd. What did I tell you? Everybody's happy to be here. We survived the cold. We're in Cleveland, Tennessee, and we're going to learn some stuff. Y'all excited? Yay. So tonight, just a little bit of housekeeping before we get right into the nuts and bolts. The WellWorks, where's my stash? WellWorks Rewards Club update. We have a little bit of, it's been a year now since, how many of you brought those little cards, those little WellWorks Rewards Club cards? You have already spun way too many times, Janice. And you're spending too. Everybody's coming just to rob me. Oh, next week. So we are doing you get more incentive now to bring new guests with you. You get a bonus stamp for your attendance. So it's great that y'all are coming, but tell more people and we'll have a big old party started, okay? It'll be great. Another thing is we are putting together some videos and some cookbook stuff, right? And some cards and some things because we get so much input on food, so many questions about food, and we're filming a bunch of new videos, all the FAQs, the frequently asked questions, all about what do I eat and what do you do besides bread and all the stuff that we hear 5,000 times a day. So we're doing all these videos, and one of the things that I put some of the staff, I put Andrea in charge of basically, is putting together some recipes. So if some of you in here who have been a patient, raise your hands if you're patients here. Oh yeah, no, you who are not patients, you're highly outnumbered. So try to run out of here at the end of the class. Haha. No, if you're sitting next to somebody who's not a patient, welcome them, say hi, welcome to the whole community. It's a great place. But what you need to do if you've gone through the purification and you've been here and you've been a patient here for a little while, if you have recipes, if you have that blueberry chicken, legit. Yeah. That's why I'm saying this. You guys told me about the blueberry chicken. I said, I'll try it. It's a recipe in the standard process purification book, right? And so I said, yeah, these guys told me about it. I said, well, let's do it. And so, made it the other night. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. So that was a thing where we thought, okay, we gotta ask the community, ask people out there who have done, if you get into the purification and you get into this new lifestyle of actually eating real food rather than eating the crap that made by companies who are trying to kill you. If you get into this thing and you eat real food and you find a dish that you really dig, guess what? We can stick it into the rotation of the videos and or the recipe book. So please bring us all your ideas of stuff that you have eaten or the stuff that you've tried that you said, this should be, everybody needs to know about this. That's what we need to do. Okay, everybody got it? Can we do that? I get an amen? Yeah. Right on. Next WellWorks event, a little bit more housekeeping. Monday, March 1st, pull out your cellular devices, push the vibrate button, open your calendar app, and on March 1st, that's a Monday, put the next wellness workshop event, which is this one. Artificial or natural health. This is part one of a series that will invariably probably go until Jesus comes back because we're going to be talking about everything from the shots to the AI to the transhumanism to the genetic modification to all of the artificial healthcare that is available to you out there. And we're going to compare and contrast it to the natural, ancient, traditional, conventional, unchanging healthcare of divine design that was not created by me, if you understand what I'm saying. All that man-made artificial garbage versus God's idea, healthcare, very different. So you might want to come to that one. Artificial or natural health, Monday, March 1st. That's part one. There will invariably be many, many parts of that one as time goes on. The next Young Living Wellness Workshop event is Monday, March 15th. So while you have your cellular device out, go ahead and open up your calendar app and make sure that on Monday, March 15th, plant power for the next plague. Hey, if they roll out the zombie apocalypse, or darn it, if they hit us with the next toilet paper apocalypse or super COVID 2021 mixed in with the little spice of flu that we didn't expect, or some kind of biolab thing, in the 2021 era, 22, if you come to plant power for the next plague, you will be equipped to survive the zombie toilet paper apocalypse. Zombie toilet paper apocalypse? I don't know if zombies use toilet paper. Interesting. But the zombie toilet paper apocalypse, you'll be prepared for it. The next one that you need to put in your cellular device is Saturday, April 10th. That, my friends, thank you for asking, is a Young Living. That's a Saturday thing that we have done. What is this? This will be our third one, Ashley? Yeah, by the way, Ashley and Charlie, they help run the whole thing. We do the whole, like a regional Young Living, healthy, crunchy, granola hippie, outside the system, moms and pops, let's get off the train and make our own little community type of thing. That's what we're doing on these Saturdays. So that quarterly regional event is not just our organization within YL, but it's Ashley and Charlie's, and it's Stephanie, and from like Charleston, McDonald, so it's a regional thing. It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger as we draw more and more people from around this region, because everybody's looking to be in rooms less than 6 feet apart with like-minded individuals. It's called human communication. And that's something that we're bucking against, and we've been bucking against since this thing dropped almost 1 year ago. How you like 14 days to slow the spread? We're 365 in almost. We're a month away. We're 2 weeks away from when it dropped, March 10th. Everybody remember that? Crazy, huh? And now they're saying 2 masks and face shields. We knew this was coming, didn't we? We knew this was coming. All right, so that's a little bit of, that's Saturday, April 10th. That's a daytime thing. That's a Saturday. That's an 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. thing. And that's going to be called Spring into Oils. It'll be fun. Now, we'll get right into this puppy. Young Living, essentially rewarding. How many of you here know anything about Young Living? Fabulous. Well, yeah, we're great. So everybody has a good, most people have a good background. Some of the terms that we're going to use, a little bit more housekeeping, and then we're done with the, specific housekeeping. Then we'll get more into general housekeeping here in just a moment when all the kids are screaming bloody murder that you can't hear on camera. Peace and calming. The whole bottle down their throat? Or, oh, you rub it on them. You anoint them. What do you do with a broken glass, though? What happens with, I'm just kidding. So some of the terms that we use in this, we're doing this for posterity. In other words, so that I don't have to keep saying this stuff over and over and over. We did one of these about a month ago on the Young Living Starter Kit. So if you don't know what the Starter Kit is and you want to kind of understand it, that might be one of your best bets as far as going back on our YouTube channel, Divine Design Natural Health, or on Facebook, Divine Design Natural Health, and looking at that class. That was called Save Your Life Ahead of Time, Plant Medicines 101, I believe is what the name of it was. It's just about the starter kit. So if you or someone else you know in your organization, or your parents, or somebody you want to tell about Young Living, you can share that with them. You don't have to be on our organization. They don't have to be in our organization. Share it with them. It'll show them how to use the starter kit. That was video 1. This that we're doing tonight, right now, is for people to learn later on all about essential rewards and all about what is the power of Young Living and what is the power of why we do this and how do you do it appropriately, even if you don't want to do it as a business, even if you just want to do it to get your oils for free, or even if you just want to do it to help out your community or your town or your friends or your school. This will be something that we can show people, and it will, that way they'll go, oh, essential rewards, I get it now. Now I understand. That's what they're talking about. But some of these things, so we're going to show these to people in the future for posterity. But some of these things, some of these terms are probably going to change in the near future. So like quick order, from what I can understand, and Ashley, correct me if I'm wrong, but quick order will now be probably called shop. Things are changing, yeah. Things are changing, definitions and names of things are changing, so just be aware of that. And essential rewards may in the future now be called loyalty rewards. Am I correct? Or something like that, right? So, and when Young Living launches their next website, we'll post like an updated list of terms in the comments, so you'll still get value from this video in the future. Okay, everybody get that? Is that okay with everybody? Great, because even if not, I'm gonna go on. All right, now we got past the specific housekeeping. We ready for the general housekeeping? Jonathan? Yes. So general housekeeping, you should already kind of know a few things about us and what we're doing, okay? In other words, Divine Design's philosophy of health. If you'd like to know our philosophy, hey, it's the fact that man's medicine is failing and God's design is better. If you want to see more about our philosophy, check our website, stick around, get a tour, see what we're doing, see the community we're building. We'll talk more. We can talk more about that later on. Medicine is dying. You got that. One person. Medicine's dying. The ship is on fire, and The sailors are jumping off the ship, folks. Look at the hospitals. Look at what happened last year. Look at the nurses. Look at the nursing people. Look at the nursing students. Look at the nursing colleges. See what's going on in medicine, healthcare, news, entertainment, and look at what happened last year, and just try to understand that maybe you're not getting the whole truth. Medicine's dying. So what's the solution? Well, you can't fix an old system. You cannot go in there and you can't fix Wall Street. You can't fix medicine. You can't fix the AMA. You can't fix pharmaceutical companies. It has to be redone from the ground up.
That's why I'm here.
Okay.
I'm a surgical intensive care nurse.
Fabulous.
And I've been sick over the last year of how we've treated our patients, how we've handled this entire situation.
Get her the microphone.
Just saying that.
Say
oh
that.
my goodness, I don't need the
Just say that one more time.
Okay.
I didn't know you were gonna just like. I didn't know that was great.
Sorry.
So I didn't know. So the thing is, it's probably very, very hard for you to be heard without. So go ahead and speak into the microphone.
My gosh. Hi, I'm Whitney.
Hi, Whitney.
I work at Park Ridge Medical Center. I also do travel nursing in Georgia. I'm cardiac focused. Sick of cholesterol medicine, just the fakeness behind all of it, the diets we put on our patients, the blood pressure medicines. We don't teach our patients how to take care of our bodies essentially.
Let her
I just got
preach.
sick and tired of it.
Right
And
on.
I have always lived holistically.
Right
And I
on.
was like, why don't we talk about this in a hospital setting? No one does. Why? Because it's cheap to live healthy. It's a lot more, it makes the hospitals a lot more money to charge them for medicines and tests. So
I'm just gonna sit down.
no.
No, but it's funny because Whitney, that's great, honey. You're in the right spot, darling. Can everybody welcome Whitney? And who wants to? I think you caught when she said cardiac. What was the thing that we did a month ago? What was the class? Or no, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. The last time we were here. I'm sorry, I spaced. What did we talk about? The last class that we were here. What was it? We Heart You. That was the topic. Cardiac conditions was the topic of the very last class we did. Stick around, we'll chat. Stick around. So, so medicine's dying, as Whitney just said. I wasn't even advertising for that one. She just jumped out, and I thought she was going to interrupt me and tell me I was wrong, but hallelujah. Yeah, no, that was good. That was good. I'll let people speak regardless. I'll let people speak. Right on. So yeah, we'll hear from Whitney later on, I'm sure. So we practice exactly what we preach. I am on day 20. Was it something of a 29 day? I'm on day 29 of a 21-day purification because I go farther above and beyond what I ask any patient to do. No one in this practice is going to be asked to do anything that I haven't already done or that I wouldn't do or that I wouldn't prescribe to my mother, my brother, my father, my sister, my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, or my own children. So you are never going to have something in this place that I wouldn't do or that I haven't done. We practice what we preach. Services we provide. There are 7 things here that are ancient, that are proven, that are all created by God, by the way. Light, water, heat, electricity, plants, animals, and my hands. Those are the only things we use in this practice. Let that sink in for a minute. Products we use are safe, every product. Now, those are our services. Now, the products we use, all of the, now we're building a case for why is this important to Young Living? We're building a case. The products we use are safe, natural. We have a whole entire room, the food room. We call it the supplement room or the food room. And anyone who's new, or even if you've been around for a long time and you're a patient and you want to kind of get a reintroduction, we'll give you a tour at the end. But the food room houses all the products that we use. And the spiel that I use when we go in there is look around in this room and understand that every product in here is safe, affordable, effective, natural, ancient. You can't OD on it. You can feed it to your kid, and you don't have to worry about it being poisoned. You can eat the whole bottle. The only thing it will hurt is your checkbook. But Whitney, if they take a whole bottle of lisinopril, nothing. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. So products we use are safe, natural, effective, affordable, ancient. You can't beat these things. They're plants and animals, folks. So the Young Living essential oils are one product line out of many that we use, many product lines of supplements and things like that we use, and they are the only oil company. So when I tell you I've done my homework on this stuff, I've got a doctorate degree. I've got close to 3 bachelor's degrees, 4 minors, a doctorate, 2 postdocs, and I'm telling you, I do homework for you so you don't have to. So when I say Young Living's the deal, they're the first, the biggest, the baddest. Gary Young was the prophet of Young Living. This guy had to be blessed of God for him to do what he did, because he was going against pharmaceuticals, medicine, AMA, insurance, and everything else, and debilitating life injuries. The dude's life is a testament to what God had planned in this guy, to resurrect a dead art form of aromatherapy into something that's now worldwide. Billions of people understand what this stuff is now, and it's in hundreds of millions of homes, if not billions. So they are the one product, the essential oils are only one product line that we use, and they're only oil company. The reason why we use Young Living instead of XYZ oils, well, I just went through that. So I'm just kind of building a case as to why are we doing this? Why are we even talking about Young Living? Why are we even talking about oils? Because if you haven't noticed it yet, oils are everywhere, right? And you know what else is everywhere in all your churches? Candles, Febreze, sanitizer, air fresheners, trees hanging from your mirror so your car doesn't smell, Lysol, and all kinds of crap that is killing and maiming you chemically, but you don't know it. Our intent is to inform and educate. How many of you know doctor? What does doctor mean? Docere, from the Latin, to teach. Doctor means teacher. How many doctors out there teach? So if they're not teaching, they're not a doctor. So our intent is to inform, educate, and build community around God's divine design. Not around my name on the door, not around some, other idea. It's he did it. He does all the work. We're just conduits. He fixes, your body heals it. I don't do it. Your body heals it. If you remove the poisons and allow your body to work the way that it was intended. If you don't do ablation and cardiac conversion, and if you don't fry people's nerves, and if you don't poison them with known carcinogenic, toxic, pharmaceutical, petro-derived chemical poisons, lo and behold, their body will recover. Unbelievable. Crazy. So we build community around his design. Oils are growing, and they're the only choice for toxin-free living. As far as all of your chemical-free detergents and cleaners and soaps and all this stuff, your cosmetics, we're not just talking about oils. Oils is a portion of what they make. That's why this company is so bad in a good way, in a Michael Jackson way. Not a bad way, like a bad way. We educate regarding, see that word educate again there? I take great solace and obligation and great, appreciation in the fact that God has allowed me to teach people. And when we educate, that's huge to me. So we educate regarding what? Something that's been attacked a lot in the last year, isn't it? In the areas of health and finances. 2 of the big things that got attacked last year, yes. So this event is to promote your understanding of the advantages of Young Living. And this may be old hat to some. Some of you are veterans at this, man. Some of you have done this for years. Other people don't know the difference between a diffuser and a starter kit. They have no idea. So just help. That's all we do. So, but it will be new. This may be old hat, but it will be new to many. So keep listening, because you'll learn stuff in here, even if you've done this for a while. Notice that, I think the last Saturday thing that we did, somebody was here, or no, it might have been the last Monday thing. Somebody was here that had done, had bought a few products like years before and had never really used them. And now she said, oh, I never knew about this and this and this and this. Doctors using them, it kind of lends legitimacy to it and this and that. And so she went home, started using the stuff, and her mind's blown already, So some will inevitably see a sales pitch when the focus is clearly upon education. No matter what, I'm just here to tell you. I'm just going to call it ahead of time. My intent is to inform, but some people are still going to see a sales pitch. Well, life is sales. Life is sales. You had to sell your husband, your boyfriend on dating you. You had the car salesman sold you on buying the car. If you didn't sell it, you bought it. So get over the fact that life is sales. Just get over the fact that anybody who's telling you otherwise is lying to you. So some will inevitably see it, but the focus is clearly upon education. Last point of the general housekeeping. We got done with the specific housekeeping. Now we did general. We'll jump into the meat of it. Supernatural wisdom requires supernatural sharing. So if people knew, they would do. So that means you need to share with people. You have an obligation to share. If you have a city on a hill, do you hide it under a bowl? No, you share it. You tell people. You say, hey, This restaurant, I mean, people do it with movies. People do it with restaurants. Why don't they do it with healthcare? Why don't they do it with products like this? Well, because they might be afraid. And we'll get into why that is. So that's last of the general housekeeping. Any questions on any of that before I move on? Fabulous. Some benefits of our Divine Design Royal Oilers. That's what you're called. You like that? I like that. Divine Design Royal Oilers. Team members. You get your premium starter kit upon sign up, of course you would with any, once you sign up. Essential oils, you get a pocket reference book. This is the stuff we give our team. And this is what has led to a lot of success. This is how we will help you build your team. This is how we will plug people in under you. It's very neat. Essential oils, you get a pocket reference book that I never had when I first started out, that I discovered about 2 years ago. And it was like I heard the angels sing, and it was the Holy Grail, and it just floated into my hands from heaven. And I was like, what is this? Why didn't I have this 2 years ago? Pocket reference book, very good. There's a game plan book. There's a Fearless mini book. Ongoing Young Living Well Works classes every month. That's the thing I just told you about Monday, March 15th. That's the next one coming up here on a Monday night. Then Wheel of Wellness spins to win products. You can win some Young Living products. Who's won Young Living stuff on the Wheel of Wellness? Yeah, two people here? There's more than that, but just 2 here tonight. Ongoing Young Living regional events every quarter. That's the thing I told you about that happens on Saturdays, okay? And then if you want to know more about that, ask Andrea, raise your hand. Or you can ask me, or out front, Amanda or Nadia. Community of like-minded health seekers. That's the thing I'm talking about. Support people. When they roll out COVID 2021, 22, you're going to want to know some people. You're going to want to know some farmers with some beef and some farmers with some chickens and maybe some people who grow some vegetables and maybe some people who can trade you some ammo. Right, Charlie? You're going to want to know some people because look what happened about a year ago. Everybody just stopped talking, stopped going to church. It's crazy, right? But who would have thought that they could have done it? I wouldn't have known that there was a pandemic unless I had it, I don't watch TV, haven't owned one since 1994. But if people didn't have a TV, would they even know there was a pandemic? No, they wouldn't. They would have no idea. Are people dying in the streets? No. And if you want to know more about that, you can go back and watch 9 parts. Darkness to Light, Exposing the Lies. We started talking about this stuff in January of last year before it happened. And then in March, it dropped. Snake in the Face was the first one where we actually talked about the whole scamdemic. And then from July onward, we did 9 parts of Darkness to Light, Exposing the Lies, going step by step with every week information on what was rolling out in the news, in the media, how fake it was, and just all the stuff you needed to know. Half the people we treat here are medical professionals. Probably a good 30%, I would say, almost half, right? So how many people were coming to me going, man, I don't know what's going on. The media saying the hospitals are shut down. Everybody got laid off. So if you want to get with a community of like-minded health seekers who are thinking the same way, who are like, oh, we've been looking for people like you, get here. Training in business and oils, we teach you how to run your business, teach you how to answer objections, teach you how to properly do your taxes, whatever, all the money aspects of it. Teach you how to share the oils with people, okay? I know people don't like talking about money, but the world doesn't go around without it. You got to get over that, People don't like talking about it only because they don't understand it. So we can help you understand it. Manual muscle testing of appropriate oils for conditions. If you don't know anything else about what we do here, I use a system of manual muscle testing. It's been around for a very long time. But then that way, the same way that we use to figure out what supplements you need, like for instance, we might have 300 heart supplements, different heart supplements. How are we going to find the very one that is the number one just game winner for you? We muscle test. Because your muscles are tied to your organs through these things called nerves. So we're testing neuronal integrity by testing your muscle. And it's called manual muscle testing or nutrition response testing. And then that way, if we can use it with supplements, can't we use it with oils? It's all energy. You want to see energy medicine? You're in the right spot. And it's not just EKGs and CAT scans. Next. Oh, hold on. We got a commercial break. Everybody, Andrea, welcome, Andrea.
Thank you.
And I just want to say something. I want to totally embarrass Andrea in front of the whole crew. No, Andrea does a great job here. She pretty much heads up so much, and she does a lot of the social media for us.
Yes, I do.
Speak a little bit about what you're doing right now.
Yeah, so I am a patient advocate. I've been here for a little over a year.
Yep.
My family, I now have 3 kids, but just had 2 at the time when we became patients like a year and a half ago, a couple months before I started working here. But now all of my kids come here. My husband comes here. We don't go to see any other doctors, eye doctors,
Any
pediatricians. No, we got fired from our pediatrician. Thank you very much. And then couldn't get into another one. Yeah, so I've come to the right place. So we are just kind of like living and thriving here. And, this has become a source of community for us with our kids. I mean, they're out there screaming with, Ashley and Charlie's kids doing who knows what, breaking I don't know what. But, they get to play with all their other, unshotified friends and not worry about it. And it's excellent. And we don't have to worry about it. Our kids are feral. Their kids are feral. It's great.
Feral children.
It's great. Yeah. It's perfect.
I hadn't thought of that.
I mean,
so, that's great. So,
Yeah.
you've been here a year. You're doing well.
Yep.
Your husband's doing well. Your kids are doing
Yes.
well. I saw your testimonial. I got your video testimonial. the
Oh,
other day.
yeah.
And,
I have a few of those
Yeah.
floating around.
And I just wanted everybody to kind of
Yes.
meet and know Andrea a little bit because she's
Yes.
vital around here. She's part-time right now because, the kids are taking up way too much of her
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
So we need to find like a babysitter or a nanny or something like that.
Yeah, because we're not sending those heathens to public school.
Yeah. Those heathens would never fit in public school.
Another one.
But so she's part-time right now, but she's doing
Yeah.
great, and she's some stuff she's doing from home. And I just wanted to say thank you, and you're doing great. Oh,
That's
don't
the
cry.
nicest thing you've ever said.
That is the nicest thing, probably
Yes.
ever.
Probably ever.
And then she'll
Yes.
do commercial breaks, and
Yeah.
here's a little bit of.
I'll share a testimonial
testimonials.
each time, and then we'll look at some funny memes.
Yes.
I appreciate your name tag.
Yes.
Craig, I like your name tag.
Great.
All right, so this one is just about hair, skin, and nails. So this, might pertain a little more to ladies, but some men have funky nails, and your wife probably wants you to fix that. So this says, I've had a few stubborn warts on my fingers that weren't responding to home remedies. One night I felt led to take 2 extra supplements, and the next morning one of my warts opened and released what was trapped inside. That's gross, but great. I am amazed how immediately my skin responded to that extra dose of supplement. These standard processed supplements are powerful. And I will say, I don't have the testimony in front of me, but we've also had a very similar testimonial from somebody, actually more than one person, using tea tree oil on a wart, on a finger. So it's excellent. Excellent stuff. Do you have some memes?
We do. And we only do excellent things around here. That's really, we don't do perfection. We only do excellence. So now we've got some meme action. I don't know how to put this, but these oils are kind of a big deal. I love that. That's great. They really are. When someone has an essential oil you've never tried. Y'all, I see red faces turning red out there, like, oh, that's me. That's me. Yep. I don't always have remedies to everything. Wait, I do. It's essential oil. Hilarious. Hilarious. One does not simply panic about colds and flus when they have essential oils. Yeah. See, that's the power it gives you. Between supplements and oils, that's the power that you have. You don't have to worry about this crap, ever. Is there any more? Okay. So, and don't forget, too, we have this wellness workshop. This is our note. Do you want to explain this? Yeah. Just notes, just to keep notes.
I've clearly got everything together.
So if you don't have one of these, you can get one.
Yes. So if you don't have any of these, we have a few more stacked outside the door where you walked in. So this is basically an outline of the class. We've started doing these a few weeks ago and have gotten some good response on them, and they're really helpful.
Does anyone need one, by the way? Brittany's grabbing some.
Anybody?
Anybody? Do you need one? Yeah.
Can you grab another one, Brittany?
Couple more, Brittany.
So this is just an outline of basically like the key points that we're going to talk about for the class. And we also have this posted on our Facebook page for anybody who's following along online and you want to jot some notes down or, just kind of have a heads up of what we're going to be covering. We've started having these every single class. So feel free to jot, some notes down. And if you have any questions throughout the class, jot them down at the bottom or on the back. And then we'll save all questions for the end just so that we can get through all the material. And if you have a question, make sure you write it down and that you do ask it because somebody else is probably wondering the same thing and just may not, want to ask, or maybe you ask first. So
Exactly.
jot your notes down so you don't forget this stuff.
Exactly. Thank you, darling. I got one. Thanks. All right. So, big thing here. This applies to anything financial. This applies to any business that you're ever going to run. There are rules. Basically, this is the 3 things you got to do for income generating activities. Okay? For financial success, fill in the name of whatever. So if you're here running a different business, great. Fill in the name. Focus on these 3 income producing activities. This is it. You have to teach other people. You have to share your product, right? Then number 2, you've got to introduce others to, in this case, it's essential rewards. Or you could put the philosophy. Get them indoctrinated into your philosophy, okay? So you have to teach. You have to share the product, right? You have to show them the culture, the philosophy, the background, the history, the goal, the dream, the mission, the statement of why you're doing this. Then the other 3, then number 3, the last thing is you have to train other people to duplicate you. So broken down very simply here in the Young Living model, teach classes, share the oils, introduce others to ER, which is what we'll just refer to it as ER from now on, essential rewards, and train other people under you to show other people how to do this. Jesus did it. He had 72 people, right? And from that point on, well, at first he started with 12, right? And then he said, then from that point on, that was the first, if you want to say, that was the first worldwide direct sales marketing system. It was a perfect philosophy. There was really an eternal product. It was a wonderful system of networking that took over the entire world 2,000 years ago and beyond, yet still half the world has never heard of it. So what does that tell you? Don't be afraid to share what you're learning. So, next slide. What exactly is Essential Rewards Program? Well, it's an auto-ship program to cost-effectively build your oils arsenal. So we put in this little slide here, like this is for the month of February. I see Ashley back there salivating. She's like, oh yeah. So this was for the month of February. So a lot of this stuff was skin stuff. It says keep your skin healthy. I know it's kind of blurry because this was the best picture we could find. But at 100 point value, just call that $100. In most cases, things are dollar to dollar, but sometimes there are certain products like catalogs and things like that that they don't give you PV value on. Yeah, so 100 PV, you get free shipping. If you do 190 PV, you get these 2 free products. If you do 250, you get this one. If you do 300, you get these 2. When you get 300, that means you get these 2, this one, these 2. Everybody track with me? So it depends, yeah.
I think you're a little, so if you go to 250 PV,
Yeah.
not only do you get that oil, but you get the other 2 also and the free shipping.
That's what I was just saying, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you missed the last sentence, yeah. So if you get these 2, you go, we got to work on your hearing. Well, there's a supplement for that, don't worry. But if we do these 2, then you get that one, these 2, and you get the free shipping, just like Charlie said, yes. So that is a massive, massive benefit. So this is the February promos. This is from just this month. Like we did this 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Next slide. Now, what exactly is it? Just to put into perspective, okay? This is a picture of paid oils and free oils for February. Now, I will say this. This is my Essential Rewards and Quick Order all together. So that's 2 separate orders, but I got, 12 things here that I paid for, and I got 9 things free. If you add up the value here, I don't think we actually added it all up, but like that last, for just the, it was 184. Yeah, so that's $200 of free stuff. Basically, you spend $300, you get $200 for free. That's good math. That's a good way to build your oils. And or it's a good way to say, hey, why don't you try this oil? The worst thing that's going to happen is it ends up on a shelf at their house that they don't touch for another 2 years, right? Like what happened with me. But the best thing that could happen is they use it and they go, what is this stuff? What is this? Oh, you know what? We should have Amanda come in and tell her little story, if she doesn't mind being on camera. Can you check? Yeah. So what exactly is it? It's an auto-ship program to cost-effectively build your oils arsenal. And you can see, over time, you're not just living on the starter kit, that 12 oil starter kit. You get this stuff, and then you get this stuff for free. This stuff, some of this stuff is stuff that you already had or you're running out of by this time. So guess what? You got a brand new bottle. Okay, next slide. So it's an auto ship program to cost effectively build. You pick products every month, or you allow the system to send the same order as last month. They're very important. Is she cool? Oh yeah. She needed to go home. Well, I'll tell you the story anyway. Amanda, a little while ago, she had somebody over to her house, for instance, and she has cats. Amanda has cats. Amanda's the cat lady. And she has cats. And she was doing some work for this lady, and this lady came over to her house, but the lady had a cat allergy. Correct me if I'm wrong on any of this. The lady had a cat allergy, so she started like itching and having a reaction. Oh, well, Amanda didn't know anything. Amanda's been working here like 3-4 months. She didn't know what to do. All she knew was to plug in a diffuser and put in some thieves and some lavender. Yeah, she didn't know what to do. She was just like, well, let's just try. What's the worst that can possibly happen? So within a few minutes, the lady's cat allergies start going bye-bye, and she's petting the cat. Yeah. And the lady says, what is this stuff? My allergies are totally affected by this. I don't think you guys knew this, did you? No. So Amanda, this happened like a month ago. So Amanda said, well, it's essential oils. She didn't even know. She had just attempted to get signed up days before and didn't like really even know how to talk about things. So when the lady said, you don't understand, like I've had allergies for years, and this is like, I can feel a difference. She said, what is this stuff and where can I buy it? So our phone rings and Amanda's like, I gotta get signed up. She's like, I got somebody hot, ready to rock. And so the lady, thankfully, and she's like a counselor and apparently, and she could really, really, really help a ton of people. But the fact of the matter was, the whole reason I'm telling you this is because Amanda this was not in her agenda. The lady was having a reaction. She put the stuff on, it started working, and the lady's like, I want this. Where can I buy it? I want this. I don't care what it costs. I want this. That's what the reaction you're going to see from people. I'm here to tell you, that's the reaction you're going to see from people. Don't be alarmed when it happens. So you just simply open your reference guide, the book I told you about, or a catalog, doesn't matter, and you look for skin or knee. You plan your next oil purchase. It's easy, right? And then it all starts by getting the products into your home. That's what ER is all about. Essential Rewards is basically one of the most genius things to do because it exposes people to oils that they never would have bought. Because you get a bunch of freebies that you go, well, Mastrante, what's Mastrante? And you open up your book and you go, oh, that's pretty bad to the bone. Like, I need to use this. Interesting. So when you run out of that Mastrante, guess what you're going to do? You're going to reorder it because you got benefit out of it. The value of it surpassed the price tag. That's just how it is. That's what happens in every purchase that you make, whether you know it or not. Well, we won't get into that right now. Anyway, but it all starts by getting the products into your home. That's what it's all about. It's about exposing people to new products. If you only have the starter kit or you order the same 2 oils every month, you're missing many, many, many benefits. Like for me, I'll speak from experience. I had the starter kit. That's all I had. I didn't know. I got overwhelmed. I was in grad school at the time, halfway through a doctorate. I didn't know. All I knew was I got the starter kit with a bunch of oils, and I don't know anything to do other than stick them in a diffuser or put them on my skin. But I don't know what's for what. I was confused. I didn't have that golden little book that you all have now that I've turned you on to. And so I was missing a ton of things because all I had was that starter kit. It's like Christmas every month in your home. When the box comes, when old UPS guy walks in with that big old giant young living box, we're all like, ooh, yes. Let's pull it out. What do we got? Cancel patience for the rest of the afternoon. Let's check out. I'm addicted. You get to discover more than 200 oils and blends along with many other Young Living products. They have a lot more products than that, but Gary did about 200 oils. So gradually swap out the yuck from your cabinets over time. I'm talking about Pledge. I'm talking about Tilex. I'm talking about Scrub and Bubbles, Barkeeper's Friend, all the nonsense that you use in your home that has toxic, cancer-causing, DNA-mutating chemical toxins and garbage in it that you wouldn't spray on a cockroach. Well, maybe you would, but you wouldn't. But you don't want your kid walking around. So many people want to know why my kids have allergies. Why'd my dog die of cancer? Well, that's a long conversation, but we've got classes on that, and there's a supplement for it. Upon arrival, open when you get your stuff, open your reference guide or your catalog and you learn about your newly arrived plant friends. What country was it distilled? Where did the plant come from? What's its, genus, species, name? You can see like how many, there's a bunch of frankincense plants. Some of the frankincense that you buy at the store is not the frankincense that is the high quality stuff. Or some of the blends that you're buying of frankincense stuff are 6 or 8 different frankincense plants put together. It's not pure. And then it's watered down, adulterated. There's fragrance in there, all kinds of stuff to dilute that amount so that they can make more money on it. That's why when people say, well, yeah, I noticed, Dr. Spradlin, you can't get standard processed supplements and MediHerb supplements at the grocery store. Yeah, there's a reason. Healthcare professional only. So you got to have a doctorate degree in order to have an account with the company, because a company wants you to be trained in how to use their products so that their products work, so that you know what to give to that person. No, you don't, some doctors don't, they just have an account set up, but at least they're a doctor. So that's the company's prerogative to set it up that way so that their products fall into the hands of those people who know how to use them. Gary decided to set up, Gary Young set this up. He could have set it up as a retail storefront. Why did he set it up as a direct sales? Because he wanted the profits to be passed on to millions of people rather than a couple dozen shareholders. This dude was beyond. He was beyond. He just wasn't, he wasn't thinking on most people's level. He was up here. He could have set it up as a retail storefront and been a billionaire. Think about it. Why did he set it up this way? On purpose. So that those things can be shared, so that that monetary income, that flow of God's provident, design could be shared with millions of people and lift people out of financial bondage and poverty. Like so many people I know, and so many people Ashley knows, have experienced. And we could talk more about that later. But upon arrival, just learn about your new plant friends. See where it's from. What's it used for? What were the ancient, historical uses for the plant? What are the modern uses for the plant? Most of these oils, guess what? Guess what they fall under? Antihypertensives. They fall under anti-tumoral. What is anti-inflammatory? What is anti-tumoral? Anti-tumor. What does that tell you? I can't say it on air. Anti-C word, right? It's like you can't say the V word anymore. Anti-tumoral, antiseptic, antimicrobial. Most of these oils, there are not many viruses that can live in the presence, if any viruses that can live in the presence of some of these oils. Understand what I just said. That's a big deal, right? Supplements are good to rebuild your body, to rebuild your heart and your lungs and your kidney with animal glandulars and tissues that you no longer have in your diet. But some of these things can stop stuff before it gets on you, in you, and through you, right? Two different tools of the products that we use, right? So if you spend 100 PV to get your full, spend 100 PV to get your full paycheck. That means if you do want to build this and you have people under you and you want to benefit from the financial rewards and gain of all of this, for instance, if I tell Andrea about a crappy movie that I want her to see, and she goes and sees the crappy movie, do I get money from the crappy movie? No, but that money makes billions of dollars. That movie makes millions or billions of dollars, right? But if I tell Andrea about a crappy restaurant that I went to, Andrea goes to the crappy restaurant, as she would, if I recommend it. Do I get a kickback from the crappy restaurant? No, exactly. So if you want to get financially incentivized, you would have to do 100 PV to get your full paycheck. Now, you don't have to do that right away. You do it at 6 months in, a year in. You don't have to do it right away. But you can't teach passion for the products that you're not using. And it's the same amount for beginners and veterans. It never goes up. It doesn't matter if you are, come on in, darling. It doesn't matter if you've been doing this for a month. It doesn't matter if you've been doing it for 12 years. It doesn't matter if you're making $100 a month or if you're making $150,000 a month. Those numbers don't change. Come on in. Those numbers don't change. You only have to do that amount. Okay? Next slide, pretty please. Then, oh yeah. Oh, did I skip a commercial break? Did I skip a commercial break?
Oh, it's right
this
now.
is the
Yes.
commercial break.
This is the commercial break. Yes.
Sorry, my fault.
Yes. So this is about someone, it's just a general testimonial, but someone who has been able to break free from the pharmacia medical system and, come to our office here and see actual results. So this person says, meeting Dr. Brett and his staff has been the greatest blessing. I've spent the past year seeking a diagnosis for lower extremity weakness, heart palpitations, dizziness, headaches, and fatigue. I've been there. In just 4 short weeks, under the guidance and care of divine design, all my symptoms are gone. And that's not my testimonial, but my testimonial is very similar. I was on beta blockers as a teenager, and they tried to tell me I needed to keep taking them while I was pregnant because it's safe after the first trimester. You know, so I had very many of the same symptoms that that person was talking about. And just a few 3-4 weeks in, getting on some supplements, cutting just a couple of things out of my diet, it's been over a year and I've not had any of those issues. And I didn't have to go get an ablation or, you know, keep taking pharmaceuticals or any of that other bullcrap. Yeah. Here we are.
Yeah, Andrea said something right there. That back, I think it was the heart class that we did, the We Heart U2 back in, well, it was February, it was the first one in February, right? February 4th? Thank you. So February 4th, and we went through the typical cardiac treatments of so many patients, and we went through all of the nonsense that that happens with them and how ineffective cardiac stuff is. Can I get an amen on that? Amen. Amen. So 2 things I want to point out. You were on beta blockers as a teenager, metoprolol, with no end in sight, and the heart palpitations, the AFib, the murmurs, the chest pain, angina pectora, all of the valve problems that people have are simple nutritional issues. They're not genetic. They're simple nutritional issues. This is so deceptively simple what we do here, and no doctor wants to touch it because insurance and Medicare won't pay them. Yeah, her heart wasn't even the issue. So can you imagine going in there getting an ablation? They go in there with some soldering irons to fry your nerves, and you come out, you still got the same problem. Multiply that times all of the carpal tunnel patients, all of the peripheral neuropathy patients I see coming here that went and got this burned and went and got this cut and went and got this poison, but they came out of surgery, paid 35 grand, they come out, they still got the same problem. Second thing she said that I wanted to point out is she mentioned the pharmakia stuff. If you do not know what pharmakia means, if you've never been exposed to that term, I want you to go to YouTube or Facebook and look up the roots of your pharmakia healthcare. It's a class that we did in June, July, September. The roots of your pharmakia healthcare, and understand the very, very roots of your medical system, the roots of your scientific system, the roots of your educational system, all come from an ancient pagan background of demonism, sorcery, and pagan god worship and alchemy. And then you'll understand why the drugs and the surgeries and the vaccines are all rituals that you are all involved in if you do not get out of the system. Sorry to break it to you. Wow, that was kind of a downer, wasn't it?
But if you're ready to get out, welcome home.
If you're ready to get out, honey, hop on this boat, because the other boat's sinking fast. And every dollar you spend in a place like this is a statistic that came out a few years ago. I like to share it with people. Every dollar that you spend in a place like this keeps $80 from going into a pharmaceutical company's coffers. That's the ratio of how many people there are of us versus how many there are of them. See, because their stocks are going crazy right now, right, with all the vaccines. I mean, you got Biden flying to Kalamazoo, Michigan the other day, where I'm from, by the way, and going to pat the people on the back at Pfizer global headquarters, worldwide headquarters, I should say, in Portage, Michigan, Kalamazoo, Michigan. Biden apparently went there the last couple days or over the weekend sometime to pat the pharmaceutical company giants on the back for saying, thank you for getting this insane chemical cocktail out at warp speed. Say what?
No touching.
No touching. Oh, yeah. Oh, he wasn't patting him on the back. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. He wasn't touching. All right. So, yeah. Wait, what was that? I missed it. Was that you? Who said that? Charlie? He was sniffing them. Good job. Good job. Thanks for getting this untested vaccine out at warp speed. We just wouldn't have done it without you. All right, now given that, now let's get some funny stuff. I think that, I'm not kidding. I think that is the same dude. Oh, is it? Yeah. I don't know. I don't own a television, so I can't tell you. But yeah, I think it's the same dude. So, what do you mean you've never heard of essential oils? What do you mean? Okay. Next. That could not. If you ever hear me say, I don't have any oils with me, I've been kidnapped and I'm trying to signal you for help. I love it. I got my fanny, I've got my wallet, my phone, my keys, oils, boom. It's just an essential thing now, especially in the days of where they're forcing you to put on hand sanitizer when you walk into a restaurant or a hotel or anywhere. Remember last year? This wasn't that long ago. It was only, 360 something days ago, But by the time you walk into 12 different places in a day and you get sprayed down by sanitizer machines, and 60 different types of Purell hand sanitizer, I wonder why people are having all kinds of issues with toxicity overload in the post-COVID days. Next. When someone mentions Walmart essential oils for healing, that's a real quick no. But I still, to this day, with all the teaching and all of the everything that we do here to educate people, the handouts, the books, the documentaries, I still get people coming to me saying, my scalp is still itching. And I say, what kind of shampoo are you using? Neutrogena. Get off the Neutrogena. What should I use? Anything but the Neutrogena. It's so simple. You can use Dr. Bronner's. It's so simple. Or even Young Living has their own shampoo. I have never seen a problem with a Young Living product. But if there's a commercial on TV that they're paying millions of dollars to put in front of you, I can assure you, clinically, scientifically, and mathematically, that it has poisons in it that they're trying to deceive you into consuming. Period. Drop the mic, walk off stage. There is no argument. You cannot argue. It is a fact. They're having to deceive you into buying that product because there's that many chemicals in it. Can you name something on TV that has something that's a commercial that has something good? Any of you TV watchers out there? I don't own one, haven't had one. However, I can't think of one TV commercial. Even the Super Bowl commercials sucked. This last year. That's about the one time I do watch. It's like, oh, demonic, horrible. All right. So yeah, that's a real quick no. So just understand, if you're buying it at a mainstream store or you're seeing it on mainstream news, it's gonna suck. I'm just here to tell you. Anything else? All right, so here are examples of monthly orders. This is so simple, so simple. Month 1, Thieves Essential Rewards Bundle plus Thieves Laundry Soap. It's all the stuff you can get for your first month, and you can put it together. You can buy it in a bundle like this, and then this separately. I don't know, how much would one of those run?
I think it's at $128. I think that bundle, and then the
Is
Thieves
it?
Cleaner is $36, so you're still under $160.
And here's where I love that you're here right now, because how you split this into like 4 different bottles. So how many loads, and how does it break down to how many cents per load or whatever? How do you break it down? I mean, I know some people that do it. I put you on the spot.
I had it figured out at one point, but
You
I don't
did?
remember.
I knew.
Even because I add different oils to my laundry soap to smell good, like citrus fresh.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe we'll say $1 a load, maybe. But I do huge loads. I've got 4 kids and 2
Oh,
dogs.
yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, you got 4 kids.
Yeah.
That's
So-
just, you do a load of laundry just for Charlie.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. And I do cloth diapers with it too. So
Oh, yeah.
there's also that.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
So then this right here is $1.28.
Which is like the best deal you're gonna find on that list.
It's the best
Yep,
deal. That's
yes.
the best deal you're going to find. You got a couple hand sanitizers or hand purifiers is what
No,
they
they're
call
hand
it.
sanitizers now.
Oh,
You
they-
can legally say that they are hand sanitizers. Yes,
Huh.
aka 99.9% germs.
Nice. How nice. And then Thieves Cleaner, and then Thieves Mouthwash. The baddest mouthwash you're ever going to have, by the way. The baddest mouthwash on earth.
Yep.
Amen?
Yes.
Amen? Who else said that? Yes. Then hand soap, and then toothpaste, a couple sprays. You can spray that on surfaces. You can spray it in your mouth. You spray it on your face. You spray it in your neighbor's eye. Doesn't matter. And then Thieves Oil. Yep. spray it on the inside of your fake mask. Yes. And then the laundry soap. So that total would cost you about $1.60 something, I guess, tax and shipping.
Hand soaps you can break down to 3 different bottles as well.
Yes.
So I mean, you got 6 hand, bottles of soap there,
And the Thieves Cleaners. You can break those down and use those.
1 capful for 16 ounces.
Yeah. And there's nothing that's going to kill you, maim you, or destroy the intestinal. Charlie's got a question. The intestinal mucosa of your kids or your animals.
Right, you're talking about not hurting you, not harming you. I actually had somebody sign up underneath me, and I got an email from her saying my daughter got into my cleaning area
Yeah.
and drank thieves' cleaning
Oh,
supply.
yeah.
And
Perfect.
she wanted to know if she was going to be okay. I said, well, her insides are going to be clean.
Yeah.
But
She just got roto-rooted.
and then I said, well, imagine if she got a hold of your Clorox. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Right.
I've
Yep.
had people call poison control about thieves cleaner, and they just kind of laugh and say, "You'll be fine."
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
how clean it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. That poison control. When the poison control center guys know, oh, it's thieves. Yeah. Perfect. So month number 2, I just put these together as just kind of ideas. Hey, what do I do? How do I do this? Essential rewards, month number 2, pretty please. There we go. Yeah, that was a long month. Bracken, you developed a drinking problem from winning, when I'm little one, from winning. Bracken won a couple bottles of Ningxia a little while ago, and I warned his parents. I said, I can't be responsible for what happens from here on out. He might develop a little problem. Well, here he is. Ningxia Essential Rewards Bundle, and Ashley, great guru, how much is this?
Everything just went up, so I can't remember.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it
Well, don't bother.
152?
Well, yeah, it's like the 150, 160 range, which is an excellent deal because just 4 of those bottles alone, like if you were to just buy the 4 bottles, would be like relatively in that price range. So you're basically buying 4 bottles and getting the 30 packets for free,
Yeah.
which is an excellent deal. That's
Incredible
a stupid
deal.
deal.
And then if you wanted to, throw in your top desired oils. Like what I did when I first started out, I would read through the book and say, okay, I want this oil, this oil, this oil, and this oil. I'd just buy a couple each month and try to increase my knowledge. And then, the next month, and I'd get a bunch of free stuff. And then the next month, I'd be, okay, I need this and this. I need to refill that one. I want to try this and this one. So you can always decide what you want based on your budget, based on what you want to spend, based on how much you like lemongrass over cedar wood or vice versa, and how many you want to, what you want to have on hand, Yeah, if you want to give gifts or whatever. The freebies are great to give for gifts because, they're free, right? Or you can just charge, give them to your mom and charge her double. I'm just kidding. So this would totally depend on the total because of these 3 different oils, whether they're 5 milliliter bottles or 15 milliliter bottles, lots of different options. Next month number 3, kitchen cleaning supplies, vitality oils. So here's the dish soap, but I think we determined from the last Saturday regional thing that we did that not too many people need to use dish soap anymore. Shh. You can dilute this. You can use this in the sponges and stuff. We just don't recommend using dishwasher soap. Yep. You can use this as dishwasher soap, but we just don't recommend dishwasher soap. Blew your mind, didn't it? Yeah, we'll talk about that after. Somebody remind me. I don't want to say it on camera. Thieves, this is fruit and veggie soak. When I first discovered this product, I had been using vinegar and water and other stuff. I'd been using other things to get my veggies because I eat more veggies for breakfast than you eat all week. So I do that for breakfast, and I thought, how do I scrub this? How do I clean this? Get the pesticides, get the residues, get the irradiation, get the gases off of it that they spray it with to get it from point A to point B. When I discovered this, I was shocked because this you can dilute down too. You only put, I don't know, a couple capfuls in there. I use it pretty much straight and water it down a little bit because I want to make sure I get all the stuff off my veggies. But it's very, very, it's just oils. And the oils bind to the stuff and pull them off of your veggies before you consume your veggies. Organic. You'd be shocked at what comes off of your produce. Even the organic stuff, even the free-range hippy-dippy homeschooled stuff will be covered with all kinds of things that you just don't want to consume. So, and then you can do basil, parsley, lime, cumin, coriander. And these are all vitality oils. If you don't know, the vitality oils are like cooking, consumable type stuff. But it's basically like that lime right there in a vitality label is the same as the lime in the other label. It's just something that Young Living had to do for FDA clearance and compliance purposes. So this could be varied too, depending upon what you buy here. And the next month, personal care products. You can do any of this stuff. ART, Cleansing Trio, it's right here. The Savvy Makeup, they have makeup, different shades. How many shades? How many different skin tones, plenty.
Like 12 powder and 6 liquid
Yeah.
right now, I think that is.
So ladies, if you want to use non-toxic stuff that's not absorbing directly into your bloodstream through your skin and causing all kinds of hormonal and lasts forever, guess what? Like when I first got into Young Living, they did not have the makeup line back in the day. But when they started kicking the makeup line and the pets and the kids and the cleaning, I mean, I was like, oh, this is the company that I can use to get everybody off of Nestle and Procter and Gamble and Colgate and Crest, because I got so tired. I explained this in other classes, but just 99-cent version is I got so tired year after day, week after week, month after month. People coming in saying, what do I use for my shampoo? What do I use for my soap? What do I use for my detergent? What do I use for this and that? And I'd send them to Walmart or Target to get Dr. Bronner's or something. And then, one of those companies that I told them about would get bought, like Tom's got bought by Colgate. Was it Colgate? And then like Burt's Bees gets bought by some other poison company. And then all these companies that you trust over the years, they just get eaten up. So I finally decided, Young Living, this is the way to go. They're not going to get eaten up by anybody. They're going to eat up other people. So here's the shampoo. This is the best toothpaste I've ever used, by the way. The Thieves Dentarome Ultra Bright, I believe is what it's called. If you've never tried this toothpaste, get this toothpaste. If it's not the best toothpaste you've ever used, bring it, sell it to me. I will pay you double. And then there's the Thieves mouthwash. I actually, I drink it. If I'm driving down the road and I don't want to pull over and spit, guess what? It's safe. Yes. That is double dipping right there. That is the definition of double dipping. I love that. That's great. She just does not waste a drop. That is great. Well, she got 4 kids. Why would she, right? That's hilarious. I love you. That's great. All right, month 5. Now these are, raindrop or oils of ancient scripture. When I first got reactivated, what I did was I took one look at the catalog and said, I know exactly what I want. I want that. Oils of ancient scripture. Why? Because this stuff was around for 6,000 years. God showed Moses how to do it in the Old Testament. From Moses to Jesus, it was alive and well. Jesus, after that, it kind of, oils just kind of went bye-bye. Dark Ages, boom. And then we didn't see much or hear much about oils for hundreds of years until Gary Young. That's another reason why we do Young Living, right? And just FYI, out of all of the religious texts on earth, from the Bhagavad to the Quran to the Bible, there is no other text, no other ancient, the Sanskrit writings, Hinduism, stuff like that. You are never going to find another religious text, this is very important, that mentions essential oils outside of the Bible. That should tell you something immense. There's no other religious writing on earth, no other major religious book written by man that mentions essential oils other than the only one is the Bible. Interesting, isn't that? That should tell you something very, very important, right? So you can do either one of these, the raindrop kit. I think, Ashley, you do raindrop, right? Raindrop massage, raindrop therapy, raindrop technique. Next, that's one or the other. I mean, those are, I think the oils of ancient scripture was like 220 or something like that, but you got like 10 or 12 oils. And that oil kit right there, the ancient oils, that's all, not all, but that's 10 or 12, I believe, of oils mentioned and studied in ancient scripture. All right, so example 6, monthly orders. Golden Touch kit to double your collection economically. There's all kinds of stuff in there, Golden Touch. So that's just some ideas. Now each month there, I would say an average of each month there, that would get you anywhere between $100 to $300 worth of products there on most of those months. It's really up to you. You don't have to do $100. Just do 50. 50 keeps you active. If you just do $50 a year, that keeps you active. But $50 a month, that's essential rewards. So to stay actively engaged, and what that does is it keeps you using the products and falling in love with more products and sharing them with more people. It's a genius idea how they did it. All right, so each person's path to clean living will be varied, okay? I mean, you should go to Divine Design, Natural Health first, and then from there you can do your own thing. There are many ways to get from point A to point B in assembling your oil arsenal. Just start in the place you feel most convicted. If it's a bathroom, it's a bathroom. If it's the kitchen, do the kitchen. Start small. Don't get overwhelmed. Once you make changes, I promise you, you will never go back to the poisons you once used. There'll be no reason. You'll be like, wow, this works better than the poison I was using, and I'm not coughing while I'm doing it. Interesting, huh? All right. Everybody, welcome to the stage. Miss Andrea.
Okay. So this one is a testimony about pregnancy, which I could also share my own story about pregnancy. But this person says, my first pregnancy without divine design, I was nauseous, throwing up, and exhausted. Same here. I took toxic prenatals that my OB recommended. Same here. Those actually made me sick. I did not sleep well starting in almost 28 weeks and was always exhausted and just lacking something. My current pregnancy has been completely different. I was not nauseous at all, slept well, even now at 40 weeks, and am not completely exhausted even with chasing a 3-year-old. This pregnancy has been so much easier in many ways, and I 100% believe it's from the program and gaining the knowledge over the past year about food and supplements. Amen. I am so very thankful I came in a year ago to better prepare me for this awesome pregnancy. And I can attest to the same thing. I'm sure Ashley could too. I had my first 2 kids before I was a patient here, became a patient while I was pregnant with my third, very early in my pregnancy. Made a huge difference. Made a difference in how I felt throughout my pregnancy, made a difference in how I chose to birth my third child, made a difference in my recovery, made a difference in, losing the baby weight. Not that I cared, an awful lot about that, but it happened much quicker. So I won't complain about that. So my third pregnancy, much like Emily was saying, was, this place was a game changer for that pregnancy. And anybody out here who's female, because only females have kids. And they're not babies either. Anyone out here who's a female and, you are currently pregnant or, looking to have children or know somebody who is, this can be, a game changer. And fertility as well.
Oh, fertility, yeah.
We've had a lot of pregnancies in the air around here. I'm not pregnant that I know of, but
I'm not
we have
pregnant.
hope not.
I swear.
We have lots of patients who are actually and doing very well in their pregnancies. So
Yeah, and there's a product of one right there. Hi, Wesley. Wesley William right there with that mohawk. I see that mohawk, dude. But yeah, and Ashley's pregnancy, was this your best pregnancy?
Yes.
Out of 4?
Yes.
Right on.
He's also more advanced than the other ones, which I didn't sign up for.
Oh, well, look what you got yourself into. You are welcome. Thank you. Yeah, so that's a game changer. I wear so many oils. Hugging me is a therapeutic breathing treatment. I don't always use essential oils. Just kidding. I'm an addict. That's funny. We'll give him gold and frankincense. But wait, there's myrrh. Is that horrible? We have fun around here. All right, so why should you do essential rewards? So it's not just for you, but other people watching this in the future. We have a good time here. And this is why you should do ER. It's the most cost-effective way to learn and use new products. It's a huge deal. Because due to lack of kind of training and knowledge and everything, this is a fact, 92% of Young Living users do not go beyond the premium starter kit to take really full advantage of their membership and of their products. So that's 92% of people that first get signed up never really get into essential rewards because they're not taught to. So that's another reason why we're so passionate about this, because you have to do this, part of it, in order to experience the products and be the product of the product. That's really all it is. Young Living ranks. Average monthly income, it goes from here. You can't really see that. Distributor. That's a beautiful picture too, but when you blow it up on the screen, it's really blurry. From distributor to star to senior star to executive to silver to gold to platinum to diamond to crown diamond to royal crown diamond. And that goes from star, which makes us, what is that, $75 a month, all the way up to royal crown diamond, which can make upwards of $200,000 per month. It's all income disclosure, transparency. It's all over the internet. You can look up, we know people who earn in this range every month. Once you have an organization that's doing, $2.5 million in product per month, And if you're making 8 to 10% of that, or whatever the number is, that's a good chunk of change every month, simply for sharing and telling people about something that could save their lives. It's very simple. It's a mind blower, right? All right. And without ER, you cannot rank successfully. Next, a few people enrolled under you can mean you earn free oils for you and your family every month. If that's really all you want to put into it, that's really all you it's cool, you know. It's cool. That's fine. You don't have to do the business. You can just have enough people under you. Hey, tell your sister, tell your mom, tell your friend at work that you can't stand. Hey, sign this. Get into my thing. And then you can get free products. It's really good, that simple. You're just passing along a product, like me telling Andrea about that great movie or that great restaurant, right? Transfer buying. Here's the key. Here's the kicker. People say, well, I can't really afford $50 a month. Well, it's not really about what you can afford. It's about what you value. If you value your life over your Tilex, if you like your heart more than you like your barkeeper's friend, you know, transfer buying is this. You are already buying the stuff. You're already paying $50 a month for the stuff, and it's killing you. You're buying inferior poisonous products from the store. Now just buy better products from yourself. Simple. You can order first aid supplies, cold and flu, personal care, cleaning, cosmetics, even food. There's food on there. Next, you might not want to tell your mom about thieves, but you do want her using it. Some people say, well, I just don't want to tell people. Okay, fine. Just buy it for her. Just tell your mom, hey, use this. She will love it. And if she doesn't love it at first, it might just take a little training. Hey, add this to it or do that, you know? I mean, think about it. These chemical companies have had decades, heck, some of them centuries, to figure out how to chemically program your taste buds. You think they can't figure out the best way to clean your sink? These scientists, they're bright, and they're working for the dark side. So just know that. It might take a little ingenuity on your part, but we know how to do all this stuff, so we can help you. You must educate yourself and others as much as possible in clean living. Well, my dad doesn't want to change this, or my mom doesn't want to change that. Well, it depends on how you talk to them about it. You know, very few people that come in here for the first time want to change anything about their diet. But there's a way. There's always a way, right? Next. Why else should you do it? You get 10% back for the first 3 months. You get 20% back until month 24. And then after that, you get 25% back. That means right now, if I spend $400 a month, I get $100 back. If I spend $100 a month, I get $25 back. It's so sweet. Plus, don't forget, you got all that free stuff that I showed you. Plus, you get your points to buy more free stuff. It's a no-brainer. And you try to explain this to people, and sometimes they just don't get it. I think it's because that's why we're doing this video, because once you see it laid out, it's like, why would you not do this? This is a no-brainer, right? Next. Free products are the fastest way to build your collection. And you get those at $190, $250, $300, and $400. Sometimes $400, not all the time, right? So it's most uncommon. It's not uncommon for a $300 purchase to come with around $200 in free products, plus 10 to 25% back in ER points. That's not uncommon. For you to pay $300 and get $200 in free stuff, it's not uncommon at all. Free products change every month, so you can look for the March promos on the 1st of the month. Okay, so very quickly they come out on March 1st, and that 30 days, boom, right? You can get most of the same free products that you got for ER when you place a quick order. You can add, and here's the kicker, ladies. This is something most direct sales companies cannot do. You can add your spouse, and you do the same thing. So I have my order, and then my quick order and my ER order. Nadia has her quick order and her ER order. So how many of the free bottles? We got double. You can do this. You can sign your spouse up. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Really big no-brainer. If you need me to describe what a no-brainer is, we'll stick around and I'll explain it later. No, free products. So note, quick order is now called Shop. Do not accrue ER points, but you can use your ER points for quick orders. I know that sounds confusing. There are two different types of orders. Your ER order is your monthly thing. A quick order is you can place it any time. So the quick orders do not accrue ER points, but you can use your accumulated ER points from previous purchases, that 10, 20, 25% that you got back. You can use those for quick orders. Okay. Another note, there are no annual membership dues or hidden fees to be part of a Young Living team. I get people all the time that say, why would I want to pay $50 a month for a membership? It's not $50 a month for a membership. What other company, I mean, I shudder at this because what company do you know that charges you $50 a month just for a membership and you get no product? Is there anything? A gym? That's a good one. Oh yeah, a gym. That's a good one, yeah. But no, they say, well, why would I pay $50 for a month just for a membership? It's not a membership, it's products. You do $50 a month in products for the quick order thing, or the essential rewards thing. Does that make sense? So there's no hidden fees or anything. New Oilers only need to purchase 50 PV per year to keep their accounts active, 50 PV per month to maintain ER, and 100 PV a month if they plan on receiving a check and building the business. Everybody should very much understand that. Very, very simply said. Okay, now imagine the scenario. We're almost done. Here we go. Imagine the scenario. Everybody pay attention because this is a good one. You walk into your local Target or your other favorite store, whatever it is, and flashing lights go off. Your favorite cashier congratulates you, hands you a card with 24 on it. You ask, does this mean I get $24 off my purchase today? She shakes her head, tells you that you'll be getting 24% off today and every day for the rest of your life. You can't believe this because you already shop here and you love the store. You notice your card also says VIP 25 on it and ask what this means. The cashier tells you that anytime you shop there, you'll get 25% back in a gift card to buy nearly anything in the entire store. You're nearly falling out while asking, you mean that for every $100 I spend here, I'll get a $25 gift card? The cashier nods her head and explains that in addition to this, every month that you spend $100, you'll also get a free gift. And every time you bring a friend into the store with you, you'll get $50. And the friend you bring will get the same perks as you. And for being a loyal customer each month, you'll get free gifts at months 3, 6, 9, and 12. You wake up from this amazing dream, run to your wallet, and see that your Target card only says 5% back on purchases. Well, that's a disappointment, isn't it? Think about that for a minute. Commercial break. Just imagine that scenario. We'll be back. We'll explain it.
All right. So
Keep that in your mind. We're coming back.
this is said third kid. She wasn't having it out there with Nadia. So this one is about a toothache. And we've actually had a number of testimonials about this, even just within the last year. So we've had a couple testimonials with toothaches without a dentist. Thank you very much.
Yep.
So this person says, after my first visit, I developed a fierce toothache and swollen jaw, not related to my first visit at all. Instead of reaching for the pain meds, I consulted with Dr. Spradlin. Now the painful toothache is totally gone without a visit to the dentist. And I'm realizing that I can live without unhealthy foods, sugar products, etc. And I'm looking forward to feeling healthy and energized and lighter. So there's lots we can do here without shoving a needle or something in your gums.
Yeah,
Or losing body parts that the Lord put in your body for a reason.
Yeah. We keep your body parts right where they need to be, including your teeth. All right. Last little commercial break. We got to laugh before we get out of here, and then I'll explain that whole Target dream that you just had. One simply does not run out of lavender if they have kids. It's hilarious. And then we'll do, this is the face I make when somebody says all essential oils companies are the same. Clearly not clued in. Like Standard Process. Standard Process was the first supplement company on earth, and the term multivitamin came from Standard Process. Feed her some Standard Process. That'll fix it. There's a supplement. But the term multivitamin came from Standard Process. Standard Process has been around 90 years. I say this all the time, but I'll say it in this class because it needs to be recorded for people to hear. What Royal Lee did with Standard Process with whole food supplements 90 years ago is very similar to what Gary Young did with essential oils for Young Living 35 years ago. Two companies are like this. So if you want to know the quality of what we're talking about, I can give you a tour later on in the food room, and you'll see that all companies are not the same, whether it's oil companies or whether it's supplement companies. Next. If someone tells you that you have enough essential oils and you don't need any more, stop talking to them. You don't need that negativity in your life. Kick them out of that boat. Get out. You don't understand me. Look at that face. She is not happy. Okay, next. Do you always talk about essential oils? No, not at all. Okay. So here is Essential Rewards in review. That dream that you just experienced is not really a dream because this is what we're talking about. Young Living actually is a dream come true because all of this Target craziness does happen with Young Living Essential Rewards. You get 25% off retail for life. You get 10, 20, and then 25% back in ER points. You get free gifts each month for every level at 100 PV, 190 PV, 250, 300, and sometimes 400 if there is a big month that month. It's their call. $50 for referring friends who purchase a starter kit. Hello, you get that deposited into your account, right? And then free gifts at months 3, 6, 9, and 12. Take that, Kohl's. Take that, JCPenney. Or, whoops, not anymore. Take that, Walmart. You know what I mean? And none of this stuff's going to kill you. So, last but not least, last slide. So why tell others about Essential Rewards? Well, by teaching others about Essential Rewards, you're saving them the most money. Makes the most sense, right? But if you buy oils for others, you're basically stealing their ER points and their free oils. And if you allow others to buy only single oils, you're stealing their wholesale membership at 24% off because they could get it cheaper, right? If they were a wholesale member. And if you never train others on ER, they and others who are under them never get their oils for free. You've stolen their paycheck. So this is why we share this with people, because you can save money, resources, time, and your flesh. That's very, very, very important. And like I said before, everything that happens in this practice is stuff that my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, myself, my wife, my family will always use. You're never going to be doing something that I haven't done already. So, that being said, let's take a couple of quick questions and then we'll shut the cameras down and talk real stuff. Then we'll talk real stuff where we can't be censored. Anybody, any questions? Janice, hold for a microphone, pretty please. Where's that mic? Oh, here it is. Pass that back to Miss Janice, pretty please. Yes.
I don't know if it was the Saturday class.
Hold on.
I don't know if it was the Saturday class or if it was one of Monica Weaver's.
You got to give it a second. Give me that. You got to give it a second. You got to hold it for a sec. There we go.
I don't know if it was one of the classes we did here or if it was Monica Weaver had a class, but she said, you are the gatekeeper of your home.
Yeah.
And that just impacted me because it's like you're the one that chooses to bring in the poisonous products.
Right. Yep, absolutely. You're the one. You're the gatekeeper. You're the one that allows the books, the magazines. You're the one that allows the open sewage line of your cable TV into your home that pays willingly for it. I'm not here to convict anybody about your TV habits, but what I'm saying is there ain't crap on that TV that you need to know. Garbage. Nothing. I just haven't had one. I realized it was killing my free time back when I was in high school, for crying out loud. And I thought, well, when I get out on my own, I'm not having a TV. And I tell you what, I read books, I played instruments, I traveled. So that being said, you are the gatekeeper of all the chemicals in your home. You are the gatekeeper. If somebody did, if a kid did get into your cupboards and drink the Clorox, who was it that bought the Clorox? Right? The kid was just being a kid. Don't yell at the kid, right? So yeah, you are the gatekeeper of your home. That's good. Write that down. That's good. All right, what else? Ashley, I see you stewing. I see you brewing over there. You're thinking of some greatness. What is it? Stewing. Anybody? Charlie, I know you got something to say.
Well,
Here.
just remember a couple things that, if you do watch TV and you start seeing all this product infused with essential oils, and you're starting to see a lot more of that.
Oh, yeah.
Lavender essential oils and yada, yada, yada. It's never natural. It's I won't say never, but I would almost bet it's synthetic because they're in the business to make money.
They are.
So if people say, "Oh, I use this and it's essential oil," or if they say I use a Walmart essential oil or something like that, ask them if there's an expiration date on it. Mm-hmm. If there is, it's not a real essential oil.
Right. Very good point. Yeah. Very good point.
I'll just share this one expression. If you don't pay yourself now, you'll pay a hospital later.
Yep.
So if you don't put money into yourself, taking care of yourself now, you'll pay a doctor later, you'll pay a hospital later.
Yeah. Absolutely. 100%.
I was listening to the radio this week, and I'm not recalling exactly what they said that was connected with the pharmaceutical ads, but when I heard it, I thought of divine design, that the pharmaceutical companies are tuning in to the population's desire to go more and more natural.
Right.
So in their actual advertisements of their pharmacia, they're tuning into the atmosphere that is being cultivated here.
Right. They know what's going on. They know people are getting sick of it. They know people are waking up to it. So they're going to pull more and more crap to try to pull you guys in. It's like what Charlie said. Everything being scented with peppermint and lavender oil. It's a chemical constituent cooked up in a laboratory. You can chemically copy certain molecules. Certain molecules you can't. You can chemically make a counterfeit in the laboratory that has a similar structure, similar scent, perhaps sometimes, like menthol, Vicks. Everybody who grew up with Vicks on their chest, or Vicks up their nose. It's petroleum products. Yeah, you can craft that out of oil, but what they're trying to copy is the menthol or the camphor in certain plants. That's what they're trying to copy. So it might smell a little similar to some certain things, but it'll never be the real thing. It'll never have the therapeutic powers that God put into that molecule in its original shape. They can create enantiomers and isomers and things that are similar shape, just reversed. Literally, if you held that chemical shape up to a mirror, like this is what organic chemistry is all about. If you held that chemical shape up to a mirror, it would be the mirror image of that chemical shape. And that's what they're doing with some of these chemicals and some of these fake knockoff oils and, Febreze infused with, lavender. Oh, yeah.
Young Living started the lingo, and now they're using it against them.
Right.
So just be aware of that.
Yeah, it's just like with standard process. 90 years ago, you had a guy, royally a genius, the Nikola Tesla of nutrition, who started a company in Wisconsin, halfway between Madison and Milwaukee. And he starts this company and builds nutrition and builds the term multivitamin and predicts the autoimmune crisis 75 years before it happened. Dude was a genius. He was a dentist, and he grew up, and he said, he got into dental school, and he said, well, man, I'm either going to drill, bill, and fill the same crap, or I'm going to fix the problem. He was a dentist. And he said, I know where the dental cavities, the problems are coming, the narrowed arches, everybody's got to have braces and palatal expanders and all this nonsense. He said, I know where this is coming from. It's coming from the food. So we can either fix the food, or we're just going to drill, bill, and fill the same crap until we all fall apart. Yeah. Yeah. Whack, stack, and crack, chiropractors. Drill, bill, and fill, dentists. I could go on. I could go on. But yeah, so he decided to root out the problem at the source rather than drill, bill, and fill the symptoms. He went to the source, and he said, well, teeth are made of minerals. So if teeth are falling apart, it's because they're not getting minerals. Where are they getting minerals? Food. So the food must be suspect, right? So they're not eating the right plants. They're not eating the right animal products. And it could be also, too, he discovered, it could be also that the soil is depleted from years and years and years of farming. See, the Bible said, let everything lay fallow on the 7th year, and you'll have enough in the 6th year to get you through the 8th year. But we don't do that because we're thinking money, 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 big agriculture, big petro, big dollars, But see, Gary understood this. Gary talked to the plants. The Bible says you ask the plants, and the plants will what? What will the plants do? Ask the plants, and the plants will teach you. Look it up. Interesting, huh? So this dude talked to the plants. And he was talking to the Lord, too, saying, okay, he just read some of his life. So if you understand Royal Lee, the founder of Standard Process, and you understand, Gary Young, the founder of Young Living, I mean, they were practically brothers. They could have been long lost brothers. They were colleagues, basically. Unbelievable. So one last question, and then we're shutting down the cameras. Anything? Cries of outrage? Okay, good. All right. Hey, so don't forget, March the 15th, that is a Monday night. Well, the next one is Monday, March 1st, WellWorks event. That is artificial or natural health. If you want to know about transhumanism and gene splicing and what the future of regular standard American healthcare is for you, you want to know what they've got in store for you, come check this out. Then we're going to give you the natural alternative. And then the next Young Living class we're doing is on Monday, March 15th, Plant Power for the Next Plague. So if you want to have your zombie fighting skills, we're going to have Krav Maga lessons afterwards. We're going to have small staff and sword lessons afterwards, silent swords, crossbow lessons afterwards. If you want to understand how to beat the zombies at their own game when they come for you, we're gonna train you. Ropes courses, a little bit of CrossFit, whole 9 yards. I'm totally kidding. All right. Yeah, tough crowd. And then the next quarterly regional event will be Saturday, April 10th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., Spring into Oils. Put that in your calendar. And ladies and gentlemen, we will see you soon. I'm Dr. Brett Spradlin. We're at Divine Design Natural Health, and we'll talk to you soon.